Welcome, people of God. This is Georgie Frames, and welcome to Death Horizon. I'm excited to present to you another episode of Death Horizon. And today I'm asking the question when does a partner or a spouse or in relationship, when do you know that the person you're dating is the one? How long does it take you after dating to know that this guy, this woman is the one? How long does it take? How long? Because I mean, there have been, some statistics out there showing that if a man is dating a woman, it takes this certain number of months or years for them to know that he's the one or she's the one. So I decided to go to the streets and ask questions. Let's go see the video. Hello guys, so today I'm in the streets and I'm trying to find out, I'm talking to people who are in relationships or who are married. The question, how do they know if their spouse or their partner is the one? How long does it take for them to find out that the person they're dating is the one? Let's see what they say. Hi, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Are you married?
Yes.
So how long did it take when you and your husband were dating? How long did it take for you to know that he was the one?
It was really quick.
Quick.
I liked him way before.
Oh! So it wasn't for like over a year or 2 years or something like that?
No.
Oh wow.
Yeah, probably a few years.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So my wife and I went on our first date. I asked her out for coffee, and that was a great time. And our second date, when I asked her if we could go, she said, "No, I'm busy, but you can come along." And I said, "Well, okay, that's great." She said, "What are you doing?" She says, "We're hiking the peak." And at that moment, I realized she could be the one because I wanted to get engaged on top of a mountain.
Wow.
So I realized this could be her. So sure enough, we got to the top, and I wanted a woman who could adventure, but who was a true woman, and she loved beautiful. She gets to the top, pulls out her little brush and her makeup and fixes her hair on the peak. At that moment, I was like, I think she's the one.
Wow.
So, and then I tested that theory, and I went, took a big risk, bought tickets to go visit her. She was going to school out of state. And when I got on the airplane to leave, I had such a good time. They closed the door. This was a very small town, so I could look out the door and see her. And when they closed the door of the plane, I couldn't see her anymore. And I started crying. And I realized if I'm not with that girl, it's not right. And that was the moment I knew for sure she's the one.
So it was very short, like a short duration.
Right. Yeah, well, let's see. So that second date, actually, I knew from the second date she was definitely probably the one, but it was that moment where I realized I couldn't live my life without her. And that was maybe almost a year later in the spring. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it didn't take too long. At first we were friends, and when we were friends, God just gave me a love for him that was beyond what I could understand. And I began to pray for him and just ask the Lord, if that would be the one that he desired for me. And it was yes. And so I just continued to pray for him, even though we weren't in a relationship yet.
But it was not for long.
But yeah, no, it wasn't very long.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
If like in school you could get married. So I went to school, waiting, really hanging out, trying to finish everything, and then, but we kind of knew at the back of our
You
head.
knew that you wanted to marry her way earlier before the 5 years.
Well, sure, but well, we didn't have anybody else.
Okay, alright. Alright, so
Oh, it's gonna sound cheesy, but I think I knew that my husband was the one after our first date, because we knew each other since first grade, and we reconnected, and we had a 3-hour-long dinner, and we had so much in common, and it was totally in the Lord.
first date?
And I'm just saying, I don't in my mind when I think back, I think, oh my gosh, after we walked away from that, I was like, this guy, he's unlike anyone I've ever met, and I went. But after a couple of more months of talking and dating, he was very intentional, and just just, very upfront. And I think probably like 3 months is like what was like official. It was like, all right, we're doing this, and we know.
Thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the first time I think I knew I wanted to marry Carissa, my wife, was actually the first time I saw her. It was the first time I'd seen her in a couple years. I vaguely knew her in high school, but then I saw her after a couple years of not seeing her, and I was like, man, I remember her, and I feel like I had remembered that she loved the Lord, she's beautiful, and all these things. So I remember I initially knew right away, but it was more just like, oh, I want to marry that girl. But then as I got to know her, we were friends for about 1.5 years before we started dating. But even by the time we started dating, because we were friends for that period of time, I'd gotten to know her character and the things she valued and all this. That even by the time we were dating, I still was like, yeah, I want to marry this girl. And then there was kind of this one moment about 1.5 years, saying about 1.5 years into our dating, where I remember thinking in my mind, like, there are a few crucial conversations I want to have with her before I could like maybe truly know that, like, yeah, I can marry this woman. And it was awesome because I felt this burden on my heart, so I had these conversations with her, and they went awesomely, and we really like grew in our communication with each other, and we really grew in just our trust of each other in these conversations. So that was almost like a third time that I knew I could marry this woman. So
That's great.
yeah, and so then kind of shortly after that is when I proposed, and we've been married for 5 years now.
That's nice. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Well, I met this really cute guy at McDonald's, and he asked me out, and I thought, I don't know, so I hung out with him a little bit, and it took me before I realized he was the one.
A year?
Yeah, year and a half.
Sure.
But then I married him within about 8 months after that.
Wow! Thank you so much for answering the question. Thank you.
I'm really not going to spend too much time talking today because I guess it's obvious. Most of the times people get into a relationship and they don't define the relationship. When you are in a relationship with somebody, I feel like if I'm entering into a relationship with somebody, we have to, both of us, each parties in the relationship should have a purpose, and the purpose is to marry, is to get married. At the end of the day, the purpose is to marriage. Our relationship should lead to marriage. Sometimes people don't define the scope and the context of their relationship, so they end up in situations where they've been with this partner for like 4 years, for like 6 years, and dude ain't proposed yet. You should be able to tell, when you watch the video, all the people who are in the video were saying that they knew that their spouse was the one, like, after a year. Some said in 3 months, some said in 6 months. After dating somebody, I feel like, in my perspective, and I share the same sentiments with the people in the video, that if you date somebody, if you actually are in a relationship with somebody, and then it's been after 6 months or after a year, you should be able to tell that this man is the man, this woman is the man. I don't think people should be dating for like over 4 years before they find out that the person they are with is the man, is the one. I don't think it should take that long. I mean, I know there are people who have been into a relationship for like 5 years and they later got married. It wasn't because they didn't know that the woman was the one or the man was the one. It's just that probably they were in school, or finances, or something was like a predicament, so they could not get married at that time, right? But I feel like if you're in a relationship with somebody, you should know. If you date somebody in the first 6 to at least 2 years, you should know, and you should be able to tell that he's the one or not. Cause bro, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you are not going to the same destination, it's like I'm going on a journey, or I'm on a plane with a woman who is heading to Ohio, and I'm heading to Atlanta. We would definitely not head into the same direction. I mean, we are not destined to go to the same destination. So with two of us sharing different perspective about where we are going, we are never going to end at the same place. That's a scenario in most people's relationship. They don't define their destination, so they realize that it's not happening. the man is not proposing, the woman is not saying anything, because you two don't share the same purpose or vision in terms of relationship. I know some people have like commitment issues and stuff like that will be talked about in the next video. But I want to say, if you're dating somebody and then you don't share the same perspective, it's like I'm on a train to Terminal D with somebody, right? However, the person is not going to Terminal D. Bro, sis, when it gets to BC, get off. Because as far as you two don't share the same visions and goals, you are never going to go to the same destination. So you're never ever going to get that proposal you're looking for. I don't think it takes that long to know if the person you've been like spending time with, you know, you've been dating for like between 6 months to 2 years, and you cannot be affirmative about the decision that the person you're currently going out with is the one. I think it's a big question mark there, because people don't define their relationships from the genesis of the relationship, so it ends up being on the float. Christian relationships are supposed to lead somewhere, and the main purpose of our relationship is to get married, to find somebody who will complement you. So you are in a relationship for 4 years, 6 years, 9 years, no proposal. Or you are with a man for 6 years, 3 years, and you still people ask you, hey, do you think you're ever gonna get married to him? It's like, I don't know. You don't know. You're wasting your time. Get out. Because as you can clearly see from the videos and then from the interviews I conducted on the street, people knew between 3 months, 6 months, between 6 months to 2 years, people were sure that the person they were dating was the one. So please, we should not invest all our time on a man, on a woman who would not marry us. I don't know about you, but I get hurt if somebody wastes my time. I mean, and not even somebody wasting my time necessarily, but me wasting my time, because that time I exerted in that relationship could have been used for God. I could have been on missions to India, to Peru, somewhere, Mexico, doing God's work, right? So you have to really, really, really go through the current situation you are and talk to yourself, like analyze your entire relationship now and look at it. Well, is it leading you to marriage? If it's not, I'm just giving you advice. I mean, people have commitment issues. There are people who have commitment issues, and they have to go through some counseling, you know, to get them to that stage. That's different. But if you're dating a girl or a man who has commitment issues, you want to check that too. Generally, today was just an advice for us to consider our relationships and see if they are leading to our visions. If your relationship leading to marriage, you think is ever going to end up in marriage? If not, the ball is in your hands. You know what to do. Just pray about it. I mean, I said, if you're heading to Terminal D and the person you're going on the journey is not going to Terminal D, and you realize that you both don't share the same perspective or sense of direction, when you get to Terminal B, C, get off. There's nothing wrong with that. When you get to one terminal, get off. One thing I've learned about love is perpetual. It progresses. It's not a one-time thing. It happens over and over and over again. And when you find the one who would help you grow in life, you find the one that you choose to love, it doesn't take that much long to know that this is the person for you. This is the person who's going to help you build your life. It ain't that long. That's what I know. That's what I've been told. That's what people who've been married for 60 years, 30 years, 20 years have been saying. And I believe it. I share the same sentiment with them. So, on this note, if you like this video, just subscribe to the channel. If you had feedback, any comment, just please comment down below. Yes, comment down below. And young adults, it is time to thrive. Bye-bye.